welcome back to another episode of the Real Deal Podcast. Once again,
baby.
Once again, it is a glorious Saturday, and we are a couple hours early.
Yeah.
Because Cleon got a busy schedule today, you know what I'm saying?
Busy schedule, man.
Busy schedule today. He called out of work already. So, but, I mean, I guess he did it. He didn't no-call, no-show, you know what I'm saying? So he told me before, he's like, I'm just not going to come in. I said, all right, man, whatever. I said, you the boss, man. You make your own schedule, man. You the boss of your life. So that's how it is, man. But
guess so.
We'll be back to the regular scheduled programming
Next week.
For 2 weeks, and then I'll be gone for a weekend. But Cleon's going to live stream by himself.
Yeah.
7:15 that Saturday. Then I'll be gone.
Yeah.
But other than that, we just want to say we love technology and how consistent it can be.
Amen.
You know, and sometimes it just kind of reminds me of women
Okay.
with how inconsistent technology can be.
Uh-oh. Okay. All right. If that's what we're doing today.
That's what we're doing today. I just keep. Yeah, I need you guys to pray for me, man. Keep praying.
Yeah.
I need to keep praying too. You know, you have them weeks where you don't want to pray as much. You gotta get back to it.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we'll just jump right into it. You had a
I got a question for you, man. You know, I've been seeing this term a lot.
Question to start the show.
Yeah, I've been seeing.
I don't know what it is. So
he doesn't know, man.
I don't know what it is, so you guys get it.
We're just winging it. So I've been seeing this term a lot on the socials. I kind of saw a few stories with it. I'm just trying to figure out kind of where we're at on it. So I keep seeing this term called weaponized incompetence. Are you familiar with this term?
No. But I'm sure women probably created it.
that women create everything. They are creators. Nonetheless,
they are indeed. Sometimes a bad thing, sometimes a wonderful thing.
That it is. I mean, that's any two-edged sword, right? Nothing can be all good or all bad. There is part of something in all of them.
Amen.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
So, weaponized incompetence. So, by definition. It says it's known as strategic incompetence or willful incompetence, but it's a tactic where someone feigns incompetence. You're not supposed to. This is a circular definition. You're not supposed to use the word in the definition, but fine.
I agree with that.
A tactic where someone feigns incompetence or performs tasks poorly to avoid responsibility and shift the burden onto someone else.
Yeah. So I mean, in layman's term, it just kind of sounds like another form of gaslighting that they're just like you're just playing dumb, so I don't have to know or something.
Yeah,
I'm sure is it going on? I haven't heard of it or seen anything, but are they using it towards like relationships? Or are they using it like towards work?
So both? What they've been using it toward is their husbands. That's so I've seen it here. I've been in also a war on my TikTok where people keep using this term. Weaponized and I'll be talking. I'm like, I think there's too many words, but it's fine.
Can't you just call it gaslighting at that point? Like if you're in the marriage and you're using it, weaponized
How incompetence.
Weapon. What is the weapon used to do though? So it's like to hurt you.
To hurt them, I guess. But it's like, I don't know why we've decided on weaponized, because you weaponize a missile and now it can kill you.
So who are these women?
Who's
using this? I know it's definitely a female term, like weaponized incompetence.
Weaponized incompetence.
That's only something like a female.
It's too complex for our minds.
Stop using weaponized incompetence towards me. You're hurting me.
So basically, what has been used for is the discussion was about basically men not helping out in the home with maybe helping with the kids or cleaning around the house, doing household chores because he doesn't know how, and so he's weaponizing incompetence and then basically saying he doesn't know how to do it, which means now she has to do it in order for it to get done, and apparently it's a habit that keeps happening over and over again.
Right. So. I mean, in that situation specifically, it's like one of two things. Well, you married him, so you should, before you marry somebody, you should know how competent they are in most areas of their life.
Right.
And two, if you are incompetent in an area, that's why we got my favorite thing, ChatGPT. You can just figure out how to do something. So the only way that actually makes sense in anything is that if you have a kid and you're like, I don't know how to change the diaper, I don't want to do that, you do that. That's the only way I can think about it, because like my head, like, I'm not changing the diaper, my wife gonna change the diaper. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna do that part of taking the kid.
You're gonna have to change a diaper, man.
You're the when I have to, yes, but she's gonna do 98% of the time.
Oh my God, this is what they're talking about, Brandon.
That's just the one situation, and I agree with that. Sure. I'll be incompetent during that because I never knew how to do it.
Right.
And you're the nurturer, anyways, and I'm going to be the provider. So you're going to be the nurturer, and I'm going to be the provider, and that's how it's going to work. That's the only way. Other situations, no. So I mean, yeah, if you want to use that term, but that should be a conversation that should have been had before you got married, if it is about kids.
It's it's about a few things, but yeah, kids as well.
So that's the only time I could agree with that made up female term. But as the guy, you should already have that conversation. Like, hey, like if or when we go to get married, if and when we have kids, if we're blessed to have kids, like this is going to be your roles with raising the kid, and then I'm just going to bring the money and you do everything else.
Right, but that what you're talking about implies that I'm acknowledging that's just him deciding what roles are. Weaponized incompetence is like, I don't know how, not I'm not doing it. That's a different thing.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to changing diaper, you could not know how to do it properly.
Sure, right?
You ever see like the way that females change diaper, bro, and they like do that perfect little fold and stuff to the diaper? I'm like, that's pretty crazy, man. I was like, I could or never want to do that. It's like a perfectly folded up, and they throw it in. I'm like, yeah, you guys are built for this, literally.
Jesus. So Brandon is unfortunately proving the point that these women are making
in one situation.
In one situation.
All the other situations, it's just like, you should know how competent the man is. And I'm not going to lie, like, I understand, like, a lot of guys are stupid. Like, I'm sorry, like, a lot of guys are stupid. Since we started doing this podcast almost a year ago, it's just like women just naturally would come to me and tell me all the problems. And I mean, I already knew that guys were stupid because I used to be a very stupid one with how my actions used to be. But it's like, yeah, guys are stupid, you know what I'm saying? So we are very incompetent on a lot of things. But when it comes to a point of a marriage, you should already know what your dude is stupid in. And you should already know if he's going to have the drive to get better in any of those areas. So there's a lot of, that's when it comes to like when we talk about mind, body, spirit, or personal development, like there's a lot of areas in someone's life where they're not good at. We're not born good into all these things, and it's based on what we grow up and what we learn and all that.
Right.
But there's so many areas of our life where we need to constantly improve on and keep improving on ourselves. So if you have a guy who is just incompetent in that area of his life, he's going to be incompetent in a lot of areas of his life when it comes to emotional immaturity, just the will or the drive to do anything. If he's not working on himself, he's not going to work on any of those other areas of his life that he doesn't even already know. Right.
So that was one of kind of the main points that I was making, in that we have to, number one, if you are going to get married to somebody, like you saying, we should know what our areas of strength are and what areas we lack in. I'm like, because what they were telling me, Brandon, is that men do a good job of hiding it until they get into the marriage, until they have them where they want them, and then, X, Y, and Z. And my thing is like, where is the conversation during the dating phase? Because if someone doesn't know how to do laundry and wash their clothes and clean up after themselves, I'm like, that's not something that just comes out after you get married.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of incorrect things right there. It's like, one, a marriage is between two people, right? Like you have to say, someone's got to ask and someone's got to, and both people got to agree and say yes. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the person's forcing you. Secondly, like, why have you not saying that you need to go and spend a night at the person's house or be there every week, but like, why have you not like seen how he actually lives his life? The first 6 months, like, yeah, the guy's going to make sure like the house is clean.
Yeah. We know the first time a girl coming over, you know,
we gonna hide some stuff in the closet, you know, put our laundry in the closet, like make it all look nice the first 6 months. But like, stop marrying people so fast.
Yeah.
I guess stop marrying people so fast. I mean, it's a.
But you also need to have conversation.
You do need to have a conversation, and that's also one. Stop doing it so fast. Because it takes time to understand people, especially when you're younger, and people are still trying to understand themselves,
right?
Let alone understand themselves in a relationship. So it's not that they're hiding; they just don't know how to fully act in the relationship.
Yeah,
it's a.
Yeah, my thing was that I'm like, you guys, unfortunately, when you're getting into something and you decide that you're getting serious, I don't feel like any stone should be left unturned. The argument for them was, why should I have to teach a grown man or talk to a grown man about this when it's common sense? I'm like, well, common sense for who?
Hold on. Common sense for who? Exactly. But what a grown man, just because somebody is older doesn't mean that they're grown up. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody gets older, but not everybody grows up. So you got to make sure that you're able to that you've done enough work on yourself to understand what kind of man that you're dealing with anyways. Because there's a lot of emotionally immature men out there.
Yeah.
And if you're saying, like, if the people are saying, well, they do a good job at hiding and stuff, it's not that they do a good job of hiding who they are. It's just that they don't have the emotional intelligence to have those hard or tough conversations. So a lot of times, and this is what men love to do, is they love to avoid conflict. So anything that's going to build or create any kind of conflict or restraint the way that they feel in that relationship, they're going to avoid it until you get married, and it's going to come up eventually.
Right.
So that's why I agree with you. You have to have the conversations about almost every aspect of your life, because at that point, two become one. And how God's involved into your relationship. And then that first year, like, the devil's going to be trying to attack you because it's a heavenly covenant with God. There's going to be a lot of things going on. So you need to take your time when it comes to really getting to know the person.
So you agree you should take your time?
To marry them.
Okay, yeah.
I think love is different.
Yeah.
I think that you know, if you know what love is, you know what it is.
Right.
In my head. As long as you're not blinded by lust and just having the sex and all that and getting blinded by that, it's two different things in that point. But I think when it comes to marrying them, yes, I got a 3-year rule. There's my other rule on marriage.
Okay.
And I see it happen a lot longer. And I think, and I'd be interested to know if, like, the people that are commenting on, they're like, what their age range is. Because I see a lot of times, especially now that I'm getting older and that I'm not married, and I have a lot of friends who are married, but they've been with people for like 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Then I see, like, older people that I've met just from being in the club scene and stuff, and then, you know, they get out or whatever, and they could be in your DMs flirting with you 1 month, and then the next month they're in a fully committed relationship. And within 10 a year, they're married. And I'm just like,
it's a quick turnaround sometimes. You know, one of the people that was commenting, she told me that she had been married 3 times by the age of 23.
Well, that's absurd. I felt like this is like more of like an older person thing, to where, like,
that's what I thought.
Something bad happened, or like you're thinking about your fertility clock or whatever it may be, and you're just trying to rush into something because you want to be married for the sake of being married, and then that's when you could probably, like, miss out on,
right,
you know, the guy hiding things. But you also got to know, guys are supposed to lead in the relationship, 100%.
Sure.
Do 100% of all men lead in the relationship? No. Do most godly men lead in the relationship? If they're studying the Bible, yes, because that's what it tells you to do in the Bible. But if they're not doing that, you can't really expect them to do that, because they're just going to do what they know. And what they know is usually to avoid conflict, because that's going to make them feel better. So they're not going to have the tough conversation with you like, hey, I hate doing laundry, or if we have a kid, I don't want to do this part. You have to do that part of it. They just think they want a family, or they think that they want this thing, and then it happens, and then they're like, oh, wait, this is a lot of work that needs to be done around it, having this thing.
And that's the other thing, right? And one of the things that I kind of counter a lot of these arguments with, because obviously they're arguing that the person's doing it on purpose. And I'm like, maybe, but also we also have to think about how people are raised. Some people never had to do laundry growing up. Some people we went to college and we saw how people didn't do any laundry the whole time they were there and take it home. We had girls in my dorm. We had a co-ed dorm. They were doing guys' laundry for them because they had no idea how to do it.
That's
and
how
so,
it should have been done.
So, Jesus Christ, help us, Lord, pray for him. But I'm like,
Did you have fun in that co-ed dorm, though? I'm very interested in co-ed dorm.
Co-ed dorm. Yeah, nice. So guys were on one side, girls were on the other. Yeah,
I'm sure that made it convenient.
Interesting.
For them to do the laundry for all the guys.
Exactly. It was a lot closer.
I'm
quarters.
sure there was like a trade-off because nobody had money in college. There was no NIL or anything like that.
Yeah, nothing like that.
There was some sort of trade-off.
Yeah. So I did my own laundry, by the way. I just want to make sure we're clear on that.
There's nothing to do with it.
It's nothing. Everybody ain't got nothing to do with me. But basically, I'm like, you guys don't know how people were raised. So you don't know what their definition of something like cleanliness is. You have no idea what their definition of doing laundry, wiping down a bathroom, whatever it is. You don't know because you never talked about it because to you was common sense and you already had your own idea of what it was and you never talked to him about his. So now when he does things incorrectly, obviously not up to your standard, oh, that's weaponized incompetence. I'm like, well, it could be, but what conversation did you have? Oh, this is common sense. Is he not an adult? And I'm like, we got to talk about things,
common
man.
For who, though?
Common for who? And that was one of the points. I was like, okay, so cool. So if I asked 100 women on here how you do this, I guarantee we're going to get a lot of different answers. And they talked about, because I'm like, also some of it is that you have your own idea of how something's supposed to be done. So even though I was raised doing it a certain way, you were raised doing it a different way. So now you're mad at me.
Doesn't always mean that they're wrong because there could be 100 ways to do one thing.
Correct. Like we were talking about even folding. Some guy was talking about how folding towels. So he's like, I went to the military where they taught you how to fold towels when arguably the most efficient way ever. Yeah. My wife didn't like it. Because of that's not how she grew up folding towels. So that caused a problem in the home. And I'm like, okay. So
fold your own towels.
So it's things like that. I'm like, because that's the other part of it is like, if I do something how I was taught to do it and you don't like it, you're telling me that, oh, he's weaponizing. Well, no, it's not that I'm not doing it right. We're just not. I'm like, so if you'd like it to be done a certain way, we can talk about it. But for you to act like I'm doing something to spite you is crazy.
I mean, at that point, it's like, you should be doing laundry anyways. Go ahead.
Brandon's not. I don't know what's he on today.
I mean, all my life, women have done my laundry.
Right, and I
hate doing laundry.
Right, sure. Nobody. I don't know anybody that likes laundry.
I pay my cleaning lady to do it for me just because that's how much I hate it, and I also dislike clutter.
Right.
And what does laundry create? If you hate doing it, it creates clutter. So that's why I'd rather just pay somebody to do it and get it done. Because then that's like, it just gives you the peace of mind. I know I don't have to do it, and I know the clutter of it's not going to be there.
Right.
So that's why it's important to have a wife that likes to do laundry. So and fellas, you just let her do it her way.
Find a wife that likes to do laundry. So ladies, if you want to marry Brandon, you got to be the one doing the laundry. That's
for sure. Yeah, you have to.
No question. Not even
I'll wash it and dry it. You just got to put it away.
But are you separating it when you're washing it into colors? Are
Whites
you doing?
Colors,
Are you doing like the linens?
Linens.
Like, oh, this needs to be a cold wash. This is delicate, so you have to tumble dry this on low. This one dries on high.
Yeah.
Are you doing all that?
No, I just separate colors. And I just hit the same button every time.
See, this is what I'm talking about, man. To her. Hey, that's wrong. That's not how you're supposed to do that.
I take her critique and coaching.
I saw one woman talking about how you need to check the tag on everything before you wash it because you need to wash everything a different way. And I'm like, that's a lot. That's a lot of work and a lot of time.
I agree. That is a lot of work, and I'd rather not waste the time on looking at that. I'd rather just spend money to buy something new if it gets broken. I needed a new shirt anyway. Bring it back.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm right there with you. When I be talking to her, I'm like, look, whatever this is something. Oh, it broke. It's it's fine. You will figure it out. I don't want to have to redo this. I don't want to have to. Literally. Yeah, no, I don't. No, I'm like, I'm not the. Yeah. So weaponized incompetence, man. It's like I said. I think sometimes it's just sometimes it's just a miscommunication. I think that when you don't talk about enough things, you get into these situations where you think somebody's doing something purposefully to spite you. And instead you realize you've never really had a conversation about how they do things. And now with the first conversation you're having about it is an argument. And so you get to accuse them of things like this.
That's usually, I mean, that's just usually what we do. But it's like guys don't like to have that conflict in their life, so they just avoid having a conversation. It's not necessarily weaponized incompetence, but it's like we just don't know what we don't know.
You don't know what you don't know.
And I think when it comes to that, it's important to like understand that in the grand scheme of things, you don't know crap. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know crap. So you always have to be a student to the game, regardless of it is.
Yeah.
And who's sent in your life to teach you a certain thing. So you can't be so stuck in your ways to where like you think that everybody's attacking you or they're incompetent or anything like that. Like, you always have to be willing to learn new things and continue to grow.
Yeah.
When it comes to something that's simple, like the last person I was talking to, as a guy, I change my towel like 2 times a week max. I used to, right? Change it 2 times a week max. Cause like, what? It's a towel, bro. I get a shower. I wipe off. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. Leave it. She's like, no, you need to change it every day. I'm like, what's the point of that? She's like, well, it gets wet, then you leave it on there, then it dries, and now you're using that same towel that was wet and that dried that could have like germs on it or mildew or whatever.
Yeah.
The next day or the next 2 days, I'm like, yeah, but I used it to clean or dry my clean body.
You mean you're washing 7 towels a week? That's what that means.
And now, and now basically that's why. And now I hate laundry even more because that is even more. But I'm like, it made sense.
Yeah.
But that just comes from always like being a student of life, always willing to learn. I'm like, and if they can explain it to you to where it makes sense, like, okay, yeah, it's like, cool. Hey, maybe my way isn't as good as I thought it was. You know what I'm saying? One day, I thought 2 towels a week was good. I thought that was like changing it more than most people. Same thing when it comes to washing your bed sheets, like and bed pillows. Like, if you're not doing that once a week, like some, I don't know, put anybody on blast, but I'm sure there are some guys, and maybe that should be one of the first questions that women ask a dude. You know, when it comes to like, if you really need a person that's like cleanly or clean and organized, it's like, how often are you washing your bed sheets and your pillowcases?
Yeah.
How often are you flossing? How often are you doing like these little things?
All of these questions are important, I think.
They are because it's like in the willingness to change to something better once you have more information. Like, you should always be doing that. Because there was a point in time where I didn't even like I didn't wash my bed sheets, so I thought I needed to. And now it's like bed sheets and pillowcases gotta be once a week. I hated flossing. Yeah. It wasn't until when I just went back to the dentist again, they like broke it down like, hey, you have nice teeth. If you continue to not floss, you will not have nice teeth.
You're not even going to have teeth.
Exactly. So it's like there comes a point where, you know, your gum damage can be irreversible. And that's as soon as you start to experience tooth decay. It's irreversible at that point. I was like, yeah, say less.
Like, that's all I need to know. Yeah.
Tooth decay? And it's say less. Yeah. I will floss every day. I'm going to floss twice a day until it's up to your standard. They're like, great. I was like, that's all you have to tell me.
Yeah. And that was kind of the big thing that I was saying. I'm like, maybe if you have a conversation with him, I'm like, because like, I'm like, any man who's with you and that loves you, and if you come to him with a problem, he's going to be willing at least to work to talk it out with you. And if you guys can come to something that makes sense, then ideally he changes that behavior after that. But since you have the problem with what he's doing, you have to be the one to initiate that. They're like, why do we have to carry the mental load as well as all the physical load? I'm like, but you're the one who has the problem.
Communication.
If you have the problem, you're the one who has to bring up the problem. That's just how it works. They're like, why can't he bring it up? He doesn't think there's a problem.
Yeah, 100%.
That's how he's lived his whole life before you. And you think he's now sees something wrong with it because you see something wrong with it? That's not how it works.
Nah, not how it works either. And I know women always, like, they get into a relationship and they want the guy to be the provider, the cleaner, the bring in the income, repair the house when it gets broken, take care of the kids when they get sick. Like, you want them to wear all these kind of
Superman
hats. But at the end of the day, they really not going to they can't wear them all.
Yeah.
And if they wear them all, they're not going to wear them all effectively.
Yeah.
And the right guy is going to try to, but we're not going to get everything right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's still going to be things. And also, that's why you do have the female does have to take the initiative to explain these kind of things that do bother her. And then it's up to the guy. His response shows you if you had the right guy or not.
I think that's the main thing. The response of that. Because I'm like, if you say something to him and he blows up at you or he takes this as a personal attack or whatever, then that's not the right. He's immature. That's not the right guy for you.
Get up out of there.
Get out of there.
He's either going to do one of two things. You're going to explain it so logically to where it makes sense to him. He's going to agree with you.
Yeah.
Or you're going to explain it very logically to a point to where you think it's logically. And then he's going to counter argument, whatever, with something else that is logical as well.
Right.
So if it comes to a person that's like that, that's not argumentative, but like just very logical and thinks about things.
They're going to have some questions about what you're saying.
Exactly. So they think their way is right. You think your way is right.
Right.
Doesn't mean that they're both wrong.
Yeah.
It just means that you have a different point of view of viewing
That's all it is.
So at that point, you just continue to have a conversation till one person's story makes sense. But you also, if that's a situation, you need to be open and willing, just like your man is open and willing.
You got to be coachable, baby.
Yeah,
you got to be coachable.
And that goes both ways.
Everybody.
It doesn't just mean, ladies, you have a problem, you bring it to him, and he's not coachable. Then you don't have to be coachable. You know what I'm saying? It goes both ways in that. So fellas, you have a problem, you bring it to the girls. Yeah. It's like, hey, like you still got to be willing to listen to it and understand it. You could not agree with it.
Yeah, sure. You can certainly, but you have to be able to not agree respectfully.
Yeah.
And have a conversation that gets you ideally a step closer to what you are trying to be at.
Yeah.
Obviously, in marriages and relationships, y'all not going to agree on everything. If you think you're going to agree on everything with your significant other, you have somebody that's not saying what they feel. And that's not a good relationship. Mm-hmm. So you guys are going to disagree on some things, but you're going to have to find some common ground. You're going to have to agree to disagree. Like if we disagree on how to fold the towels for the rest of our life, man, it is what it is. That's not something that should make or break a relationship. Yeah. But if you feel like it always has to be your way or the highway, no matter what, it's not. Figure out what your non-negotiables are before you get into a relationship. Make sure you express those things early in the dating phase, and then that way you don't get to marriage thinking like, oh my gosh, how did we get this far without knowing? And I'm like, y'all are crazy not having these conversations before we get into it. What are we talking about?
It's all the little things that, like, once that love fades a little bit, it's all those little, or the lust, especially if you start your relationship with lust, once that fades, it's all those little nicks and nags that's going to like get to you and then be like, what, like you're going to find this person so repulsive and so annoying, be like,
you're going to hate
how did I so like learn how they are before, but also make sure that you guys are both coachable as long as you come to the situation logically, but also got to understand that a lot of guys are stupid, so like, sorry, dude, we just are. Like, that's just how it is. So you got to take that into consideration as well. I had another point, and then I just started thinking about another thing. Because I think this is a very, like, intriguing topic because it's, like, a lot of minute details of a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, just because you believe that you shouldn't change your towel or you shouldn't have a new towel every single day, doesn't mean that your belief is correct or incorrect. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I went 31 years of my life.
I ain't died yet. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't died. Or it's not like I got like acne all over my body or like anything crazy to where I need to be like, oh, I should have been doing this. You know, it's like, no, it's like she just told me what she does, and I'm like, why? That don't make no sense. Yeah. And she explained, I'm like, that kind of makes some sense. I was like, all right, well, I got 3 towels. Let me go buy 5 more towels. It's like, all right, cool.
Like, I'm not definite on this laundry thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, if you feel like there's a better way, let's talk about it.
And just because I hate doing laundry and I think that, my spouse should be the one to take care of it, doesn't mean I won't ever do it.
Right.
Doesn't mean that if we had a conversation, she's like, I hate doing it too. Like, all right, well, you know what that means. Divide and conquer.
We have to rock, paper, scissors, switch off every other week.
You do yours, I do mine. Or switch off. Yeah, nah. Well, I guess women's clothes is actually easier to fold because it's like they're so tiny.
But that makes it harder for me
because I just throw it into.
You're just gonna, and she's not gonna like that because it needs to be folded, man.
Baby, it's done.
Right? What is this? Why is this balled up in a ball? I thought it's this big. I don't know how you.
It was so little. It's like,
I don't even know what article of clothing this is supposed to be. It looks like a bandana. Where are you wearing this to?
So, in the crazy relationship I was in, like that was, she always took care of the laundry, and I was like very thankful for that.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
And I think I did the laundry maybe one time, and she had like all this little clothing. I was like, I don't even know what to do with this. I think I just left it in the basket. I was like, you got to do something. I don't even know what to do with this.
Yeah,
because it's so little. I was like, hey, you figure it out. But yeah, she always did the laundry, so
Yeah, that's nice. So another point somebody was making to me is that their husband apparently after he gets off work, basically he just plays video games for the rest of the night, and that's all he does every night.
Video games are fun.
Video games are fun.
It's dopamine. It's dopamine rush for sure.
My question to her was, because I'm like, so you got into this marriage, right? So I'm like, so before you all got married, was he playing video games when he got back from work? Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. So if you knew that and you guys didn't have a conversation about how this needs, because my thing is this, right? I think that when you get into marriage and you have kids, it's kind of like what they talk about money does, in the sense that it amplifies everything, right? So if somebody's lazy and not doing their share of work in the household, you didn't notice because you didn't have other things to tend to, and it was just routine. Now your routine has changed because we now are married, we have kids in the house now, and you're like, hey, you're still doing nothing. I was always doing nothing.
Right. His routine should change. It should change.
Kids, but he's still doing the exact same thing he was before, because he was never told, or you guys never talked about him doing anything different. You guys never talked about that. So now he's doing the exact same thing. And should it change? It absolutely should.
Because there's a different dynamic. There are children. Yes,
but now he's 5 years into a marriage where the only thing he's ever had to do. This woman said it's gotten to a point now where her husband doesn't even clear his own plate after he gets done eating.
So used to it, yeah.
Right. Because and I'm like, so have you been taking his plate for these years, for all these years now? Because I'm like, because if I'm getting up when we first start dating and I'm going to put my plate in the sink and you, oh no, I got it. Oh no, I got it. Yeah. Oh no, I got it. At some point, okay, if you have it,
condition me to know that you always got it.
Exactly.
You know just to be like with my ex, where she was always doing the laundry. It's like, if one day she just stopped doing it, I'd be like, what? Why are you stopping?
What's going on?
I hate.
It's like when you go out with your girl and you pay for dinner every single time. And it's like, and you just stopped one day. You're like, wait, you've conditioned me to feel like every time we go out, you're taking. So what's different now?
Yeah.
These are.
But people are going to show you who they are in the relationship.
They're going to show you exactly who they are.
Of course, he was playing video game stuff. Like, sure, should bringing a kid into the world change that behavior? Should it?
Absolutely.
Yes. Does it? No, because humans are creatures of habit.
Creatures
and if
he's
been doing this for years and years with no repercussion or consequence, and it's like, okay, he's going to continue to do it. But you also seen that behavior.
Yeah.
And if you know, this is the easiest way to tell. Mm-hmm. What are they doing to better themselves outside of their job? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are they doing? Do they work out? Do they read? Mm-hmm. Are they spiritual? Do they go to church? Are they in the Bible? What are they watching? It's like all these little things, because I know with me, like, yeah, I like playing video games too. And I go through things. I have addictive personality, which is a good thing I don't drink anymore. You know what I'm saying?
This is why Brandon has a hard time in relationships too. But go ahead.
I don't get. Yeah. Well, this is where you create false prophets and ideology too.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother.
It's a different thing.
But as long as you're aware of it, you understand.
Yeah.
So it's like if I'm constantly on the video game or being on it, like, I know that I need to just remove it out the house, so I'm not on it.
Yeah.
And it's like out of sight, out of mind. Once I forget about it. If it's easy access, it's like, all right, cool. Oh, I got, I didn't plan the schedule, or I didn't plan my day out. Mm-hmm. And right after work, I'm sure this guy never plans his day out. He's like, all right, from 5 to 10 or from 8 to 10, I'm gonna get up on there and boom, I'm gonna play the games. You know what I'm saying? People are built like that. They don't care. If they don't fill up the white space, they're going to find something else to fill it up with.
Absolutely.
On the contrary, I also have another good buddy who does like to play video games, but he's so like routine oriented to where like he just sticks to the schedule regardless of the feelings. Like, all right, hey, I want to play the game. I'll be on it for an hour and a half. Once the hour and a half's done, he's done. Like, that's it. Boom, boom. I got it from here to here. This is the only time I have. Boom. I'm going to fit it in for 50 minutes, whatever. Cool. And then he's done.
Right. That's
all it is. Some days he can't do it because there's other priorities. But it's not like an everyday thing. So it fits it in where he can. But he has a discipline to not do it every single day because he has different priorities going on in his life.
Right.
But if you want to avoid getting into a situation like that, in finding these things out years down the road.
Yeah.
Or finding them out. Even though people showed you. He showed you. But
it's not a surprise. It shouldn't be a surprise.
The surprise is that you brought a human into the world.
And you felt like it was just going to automatically change because it was obvious to you it should change.
Yeah, it should. He helped. He played a role in that.
He was there. He was there.
He was there. He played a role.
Right.
So you thought, but you never had the conversation.
Yeah.
He never did anything in his life to better himself. Personal development. Focus on your mind, your body, or your spirituality. So read all the things. Reading. What are you doing to learn? You're not acquiring more knowledge. You're just comfortable where you are. Somebody that's comfortable where they are
gonna stay comfortable where they are. That's the simplest way to put it.
I think we gotta say that again. Somebody that's comfortable where they are is going to stay
comfortable where they are.
Comfortable where they are. It's that simple. So if he wasn't doing anything to push himself or to get better before the marriage, why are you expecting him, even though a kid is brought into the life, of course, but why are you expecting him to do that when he's never done it before?
Yeah. That it seems odd. Because I would, and that's my thing, because I talk all the time. I'm like, I wouldn't expect my girl who, if she didn't cook or clean or do any of those things before we got married, I wouldn't marry her now expecting her to do those things. I would marry her with the knowledge that this is not the thing that she does, and it's not the time now after marriage and proposing and spending thousands of dollars on a ring and a wedding to decide, hey, you should start doing this now. Yeah. That's not the time.
And I think especially like this whole point goes into like what Tarek was saying 2 weeks ago, whatever week it was. Is like, you know, he got to that marriage and he had that fairy tale in his head. It's like, but you know, you probably you're like you were saying, you probably saw some signs of something that, you know, might not have worked out or something. But it's like we just put sometimes this fairy tale on marriage, and it's like, it's going to fix everything. It doesn't fix anything.
It's like when people have a kid to save the relationship.
Yeah, it doesn't
and
fix.
They still end up
it amplifies all the problems that you have with yourself.
Yeah.
Which is why failed relationships can be some of the best things to ever happen to you, because it takes you away from what you thought was going to be a permanent thing. It makes you sit and like really figure out like what went wrong, what's going on.
Yeah.
And then that's where your journey and that's where your self-development starts.
Yeah.
But it's something like you got to continuously train. It's like going to the gym. Like you have to continuously get better at everything that you do in your life.
Yeah.
And we love to say it all the time. It's like people are going to show you exactly who they are.
Exactly who they are.
Don't think that a kid, a marriage, anything like that is going to automatically make that person something.
It's not a magic wand.
Yeah, it's not like Aladdin, you know what I'm saying? It's not like you marry the street rat and he becomes a prince, or he finds a magic genie and becomes a prince and now you can marry. It's not.
Yeah.
No. He's still at heart. He's that street rat.
Yeah.
That's what happens. That's what he is.
Yeah.
It's not going to change just because he found a magic genie and now he looks like a prince, or you marry the person and now he looks like a prince or a king to you. He's still that street rat. He's still that person that he was. It's not going to change just because you put a title on something. You got to. The individual is going to be the same person that they always were.
Right. That's exactly what they're going to be. And you seeing what you feel like it could be or what the relationship could be, because in your head that's what you've decided on, doesn't make it so.
Doesn't it? No.
It does not.
That's not life.
It's not. You know, it's. I think that we, like you said, we all have our idea of what our ideal relationship is, but you also have to leave room in the margin for the issues and for the problems. Everybody has gaps, and they're not, and that's the purpose of the relationship. Like Tarek was talking about, polishing one another, right? There's some things that you're not going to be good at, or that you're not going to have the knowledge of, that I will, and vice versa. That's what we should be there to do. But it's important that you have those conversations beforehand, so you can start on that ideally earlier than later. Either way, because my thing is this, either way, you're going to go through growing pains as you guys grow together in your relationships. Let's take the simple stuff. Like if I want to fight with my spouse, I want to fight about the hard stuff.
Yeah,
I don't want to do all the little dumb thing. I don't want to do the dumb fights. Yeah. You know, let's get that stuff.
The who's folding the laundry better or something like that.
That's not the fight I want to have. You know what I'm saying? So let's figure that out ideally earlier than later. and so we don't have to figure that out later. And that's what we're arguing about and talking about divorce for, because we see household chores differently.
There's a movie, it's called Me Before You. And it's about this successful guy. At the beginning of the movie, he gets to a car accident, is paralyzed from the neck down. And he's very rich and successful. They hire like a nanny, and she's like taking care of him. He's very mean because, he was going to get married. As soon as he got paralyzed, his fiance left him. I'm not sure if he was already married at the time, or it might have been an early marriage. His wife left him, whatever it may be. But it's like, then the caretaker starts to like fall for him, but he had already planned like he was going to take his life.
Oh wow!
At the it ends up being at the end of the movie. But he's like, I already tried to live in these conditions for so long, but I already planned to take my life. And then he ends up falling in love with her too, and then he still takes his life because that's what he had set on doing. You know what I'm saying? Gosh. Like he had told her. He had told her.
This is terrible.
It's a great movie, but it's definitely it's a good.
I think I've seen the end of this movie. If you show me, I think I know.
You probably did. It's called Me Before You. It's an excellent movie, especially if you like rom-coms and stuff. It's a great movie. I'm like, dang, like it's like a sad movie because you're like, oh, the love. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's gonna save him.
And that's what we think. We're like. The marriage or the kids, it's like it's going to save, my love is enough to save this person from their own ways. But no,
it's not.
He already had planned on doing this. It had nothing to do with anybody else. This is just who he was. Obviously the traumatic event happened and it changed, his outlook and everything on life. And just because he ended up falling in love with her and she ended up falling in love with him, it's like, no. He still showed you who he was and told you what he was going to do. Just because you loved him, it doesn't mean it was going to change. You know what I'm saying? So just that movie just reminds me of like this kind of situation is because like the people are going to tell you and show you. You can't change them. The only person that can really change them is themselves. So if you don't see them changing themselves, don't expect anything to change. That's how it is.
If they're not changing, don't expect change.
If they're comfortable being comfortable, they're gonna stay comfortable.
They're gonna stay comfortable, man. Unfortunately, you gotta go make them uncomfortable, man.
Yeah, and especially emotionally unintelligent men. And I know this because I used to be there, and I'm so glad. Like I wouldn't change my past failed relationships for anything because it really, really, really has helped me understand how to be a lot more emotionally mature, increase my emotional knowledge.
Right.
It's just that when, like, guys, especially if you've been in a relationship at an earlier age and a long time, it's like, we don't want to do anything that is going to conflict what's happening.
Yeah.
So if we're in a relationship with you, we're going to keep you exactly where we want to keep you to where we still feel good.
Yeah.
And if anything hinders us feeling good in this relationship, we're going to want to avoid it. And usually what that includes is us having the hard conversations with you because that's going to affect how I feel in this relationship. And I don't want to feel bad about this because I already feel good. I feel comfortable.
I already feel good.
Don't want to feel
why
bad
feel
anymore.
Bad when you can feel good?
Exactly. And that's what happened. And that's why I tell you guys, like, guys are stupid. We don't want to have those hard conversations until you get into this marriage or 5 years down the road. It's like, well, why are you not tending to our child? You're playing video games still? It's been 6 years. Yeah. What do you mean still?
Games are still coming out. You know what I'm saying?
New games all the time. There's something that's piquing my interest.
Yeah.
If he's not doing anything to personally develop himself, he's not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? You can't. It's just like anything. You can't get into the marriage and be like, all right, now we're going to wake up at 5 a.m. We're going to go on a 2-mile run.
Yeah.
We're going to read scripture, and then we're going to read 10 pages of a book every single morning. That's what we're going to do since we're married now.
Like we can get divorced right now. What are you talking about? Get out my face with
it's
that.
Like it's not going to change. Like they have to be willing to do that.
Right.
So it's like women, when you're looking for a partner, or you have to understand, like, this is going to be a person that's going to have to be with you through the birth of your child, is going to have to help you raise your child. This, like, and as a guy, this is like things you got to look for.
This is going to be the same person that when your parents are old in age, you're going to have to go and help take care of them. You know, all of these other
like
things.
That one Reddit story,
like that.
It's like, no, that's not the right person. They already resent you. And the passing of your parents, like, more than likely, like, you're going to have a spouse that's going to help you through that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of these things that you got to look at. And it's like, just because a situation happens, a person isn't going to change based on that situation. And that's the fairy tale that we like to tell ourselves because of the stories that we see. But go watch Me Before You. It'll show you that not all those rom-coms end with the happy ending. They're not all happily ever. I thought it was. I'm not going to lie, bro. When
you was hoping.
When it still happened, like, it's so good.
It's nice.
And it still happened. I'm like, it's like, that one kind of hurt me. It's like, who made this movie? But I think it's after a book, so it's like, but yeah, go watch that movie too. That's a good one. So that'll help you guys understand that, you know, you can't change us. We can only change ourselves. Yeah, that's literally how it is. So. Yeah. All right, we just yapped for a little bit. I don't know. Any other final closing thoughts? I know we were going to talk. Did we kind of talk about that story we want to talk?
We didn't even get into it, but it's fine. We'll say
next. And then this is what happens, man. We literally could. I don't know. She could just yap for a spinoff of one question for 48 minutes, 45 minutes. So, and that's what we do best. Any final thoughts on?
Weaponized incompetence.
So weaponized competence.
Incompetence.
Weaponized incompetence.
Yeah.
Any other final thoughts on that and where the conversation took us, which is basically like people are going to show you who they are and how they are. Don't expect a title, a ring, a child, a death in the family, anything like that to change this person.
Yeah. I think that the main point for me is that you have to be understanding and considerate of where someone comes from, how they were raised, how they were taught to do certain things. You have to be understanding of that. Why? Because you're going to want them to be understanding of you. How would you feel if someone told you everything that you were ever taught was wrong? You have to be understanding that they're going to have different ways than you. And the purpose, and that's what it comes to in terms of the merging and the marrying of two people, is that you guys are going to have a lot of differences. And the purpose of this whole thing is to merge those things together to find some sort of common ground. But the first step is to understand where they come. You don't have to agree with it. But you have to at least do the work to figure out, okay, I can see why you do that. That makes a lot more sense to me now. Let me show you a way that I feel like is better, and have that conversation cordially and respectfully in order to move it forward. Like we talk about all the time, you know, you got to be respectful to your partner. Don't belittle them and call them names, you know, because why do you do this way? That's stupid. Don't do that way. That's dumb. Well, that's certainly not going to get you the response that you want. You know, the first step is the being understanding of your partner, where they come from. So that way, if you have things that you disagree with them on, you guys can find those disagreements, come together, find some common ground, and move forward and live happily ever after. Not like the movie that Brandon watched.
But I think that's a great movie that, you know, can kind of put it into perspective that, you know, love isn't enough. You know what I'm saying? Love isn't enough. It's not going to change somebody, or a title's not going to change.
It's not enough.
It's not. And I think, you know, my biggest takeaway, especially when it comes to the understanding, is if we can realize that, like, we're not adults, you know what I'm saying? We're just children that have grown up, and we have to unlearn a lot of the things that we learned in our childhood. Yeah. And if you
accept or reject.
Exactly. Accept or reject what you have learned. And a lot of adulthood is really just unlearning the bad things that we learn throughout our childhood, like insecurities or doing things incorrectly. But at that point, you know, like that's just how we were raised. So in our head, that's why people can hurt people. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we just don't know fully. We think that it's okay. So that's why we do it. And I could do something and be fully okay with it, and my actions could destroy you. You know what I'm saying? But it's like in my head, I thought I was doing it was correct to me.
Right. So there was no way in my head that I knew that was going to do that to you.
Exactly. So we have to come to an understanding of, you may not agree with it, but you got to understand that they're doing the things that they think is right. Yeah. Just like when we talk about infidelity or cheating or anything that goes on into a relationship, like they're doing what they know.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's correct or incorrect. They're just doing what they know.
Yeah.
And if we can come to that understanding before just throwing blame or anything on there and then having a conversation, that's when you can really decide, like, hey, is this person going to be for me? Before you get into that marriage 5 years down the road and say, hey, he's still playing video games. Well, yeah. What do you expect?
What did you expect?
Did you have a conversation
No.
about it? Probably not.
Probably not. You just been silently mad about it.
You probably should have asked those kind of questions before you got married. Like, hey, we both plan on having kids. You play video games every single day. If we have a kid, are you still going to be playing video games every single day?
His dummy. He's like, I mean, why would? He's like, probably.
And then you could be like, okay, maybe this isn't a person that I want to be the father of my kid.
Yeah.
And you guys can go from there.
Yeah.
But you got to have those conversations. And the guy's almost never going to have those tough conversations with you. Almost never. So don't expect him to. So, fellas, if you listen, have those tough conversations. Ladies, you're probably going to be the one to have to start those tough conversations to really understand, like, this is your future too.
Yeah.
You could potentially be birthing his child.
I understand you letting him lead, but don't let him lead you into a ditch, baby. We got to make sure that, hey, I'm gonna let you lead me, but let's talk about where we're going.
Yeah. Let's know where we're going. Yeah, because not all men should be leading you, because some of it just ends up
for darn certain.
But that is all we got for you guys today. Anything else?
That's all I got, man.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys tuning in to episode 44.
Yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe. We are everywhere. YouTube, Spotify, Twitch, Apple, Facebook.
Might be in your house later. I don't know. We're everywhere.
TikTok and IG as Real Deal Convos. We appreciate all the love and support. We're over like 200 followers. That's just all organic, nothing paid for, anything like that. So we definitely appreciate you guys listening, sharing content. There's a new repost feature on Instagram.
Yeah.
They copied TikTok.
And Twitter.
Yeah, all that. So, we got a Twitter. Got to figure that part out. But yeah. So repost all of our stuff on IG. And we appreciate you guys tuning in. If there's anything you guys want us to talk about, if you want us to dissect your relationship or your failed relationship, we would love to do that as well. So let us know. And we appreciate you guys. Love you guys. And we will see you next week.